Oh, Matthews from Canada. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So we are a bit late today, but it happens. Saturday. This is what happens when I go for a long 10-kilometer walk at night, and then after that, about 11:30 or so, I decide on my way home to stop by at the gym and do a workout. So by the time I'm done, it's about an hour or so later. Then when I come home, still got to work and energy is there because you just finished the workout, and you won't get to sleep early because you just want to work. So I wake up late. Now you know the secret. And Matthew is here. It says hello from Canada. Hello, Matthew. Matthew, don't forget about the protocol, gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Of course, certain part of it is visible, known, but guess I'm gonna sneeze coming up, sneeze coming up. It's gone. Thank God. So we have Column here. Hello, Meran, 26 years old from England. Thank you very much for that. He's saying, thanks for your channel. I thought about a beautiful woman today, so I feel better. Excellent. Excellent. It's always a good thing to think about beautiful woman. You never shy away from that. And Matthew says, male 28, Canada, Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Oh my goodness, Prince Albert. I never knew someone from Prince Albert. It's wonderful. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here and welcome. So I wonder what happens again with us. Once a week, we have a live stream, and we have six people here, four not talking. So it's a cozy day here in Vancouver. We've got lots of rain. I can see it's coming down, pouring down. Cats and dogs, and but very fresh. Foggy by the sea, very fresh. I wonder if it'll be the same tonight when I want to go for walking. I'll go anyhow. So what's on your mind, guys? We have an hour or two together here. You can shoot as far as anything to do with your thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, order in life, breakups, relationships, repetitive thoughts, and intrusive thoughts. Go on and throw in your concerns and questions. We'll explore it together. And you can always know, you all know that I have a site called mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com. You can go on it and see sample chapters of the books that I have written, or you might want to make an appointment to talk to me one on one on Skype for things that is concerning you in your life. And of course, for any new client who would book an hour, I'll throw in another hour on me. So, but my site is being revamped by my brilliant programmer in UK, and he's working on it with my and there will be some price changes. So if you want to take advantage from the old prices, you can go ahead and do it as quickly as you can. But in the meantime, I look forward to have a good conversation with you today, and then we'll see where that goes. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? You guys confirm that you can hear me okay? Yeah, I just want to make sure that the sound quality is okay. It says to me that it's okay. Astley uh, Weatherburn says, "Hi, male 30 London." Says, "I have a question. Is it possible to meet a romantic interest via social media? I have exchanged numbers with a lady friend on Facebook. I was wondering what would be the best approach. I prefer meeting someone in person, but if you don't continue the sentence, it would look like you said, I prefer meeting someone in person, but." So please continue the sentence, finish it. Where's the but? Is it the ending or beginning? All right, all right. let, me, let me get my composure back. So, anyhow, you have met a lady on Facebook. Well, I suggest before you meet her or exchange any further information, have a Skype um, uh, connection with each other and see each other's face to see she's actually in existence and you're not talking with someone with a mustache and it's not a lady, and but pretend that they may be there to get information and they get some, I don't know, some financial benefit out of it. You don't know who is on the other side, so you got to be cautious. So maybe you just arrange a short Skype introduction to see each other's faces in real time and confirm that you both are who you say you are, and then you go from there. Otherwise, you never know. Words cannot really tell you who you're talking to. Could be very sweet words, and then suddenly that same sweet person makes arrangements for somewhat, and then possibly could write you that she's got problems and difficulties and she needs your help, and then you need to send her money and all these things. These are all going around, so you be aware of it. And especially at this time of this time of the world, as crazy it is as it is, people have a hard time to meet each other, and they resort to long distance relationship because it seems to be convenient or happens to happen somehow. But you gotta make sure that you are actually talking to someone that you think you're talking to. So make those efforts for both, you know, communities. She may have the same questions and concerns. And we have Sonia here. Hello, darling, and thank you for the heart. And I send you a heart back. Let's see. Let's see if I can manage that here. Does it? Let's see. Let's see if I can trick it somehow. There it is. There you go. You send a real heart. There you go. Okay, now we have Michael Jamie says, "Hey Mirham, firstly, Mirham yourself. You changed my name. it's Mehran. God damn it! Look at the lower left corner of the screen. Is written there. And now, not even that we don't have 1,000 people participating on this live stream. We have only 6, and you even changed my name. What else are you going to change now? Okay, now kidding aside, and says Michael says, "Hey Mirham." Okay, and I translate Mehran. Brandon 24 UK. Hello, Brambom. So, hey, if it's goose, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And therefore, hello, Brandon, 24 UK says, I suspect my recent ex has been sleeping with another two, with another 2 days after the breakup. Oh, what did you think? You thought she just woke up one day and says, "Oh, I'm gonna go break up with him"? No, she's been thinking about that for a month, and she's been she's been finding inventory to to replace you, so she won't have to be like you looking around. Oh, what happened? My girlfriend is gone. Now I've got no food. If you look at it that way, I gotta look for. But she already has, you know, done the shopping before changing the store. That's what usually happens. So girls are pretty smart. They're not like us. They prepare, they plan, and so the breakups on most any woman does not happen on that day. She's been thinking about it for the past 3-4 months and preparing, and they are more organized than we are. And he continues, Michael. I'm confused actually. Michael Jamie, but you're Brandon. Incognito, you gave it out anyhow. Um, Says we were together for 3 years, 11 months. How should I respond? Nothing. What respond? She's sleeping with somebody else. Obviously, she didn't wake up in the morning and say, "Okay, I'm gonna, find some bloke to, go to bed with." She knew the guy, and she probably slept with him before breakup too. News flash. It just seems logical. It's not like, oh, 2 days after. No, 2 days after you just got to know that she's been sleeping with somebody else. That's another scenario. Not necessarily correct, but it's another assumption. And so Michael, the best thing for you is to actually understand that this is part of life. I mean, there is nothing written in stone when you start a relationship with a girl. She's there, you're in the right atmosphere, you hit it off, and you guys, okay. But the consciousness of both of yours is growing separately and differently while you are now together. Just because you're together physically and you like some things about each other doesn't mean you're going to be continuing advancing and growing on the consciousness level in the same exact way so you will stay together. No, at that particular time, look, the biceps, not bad. Check it out. These late night workout. There we go. Life supposed to be funny. So don't take it too serious that, oh, I have this girlfriend and I expect her to be so perfectly committed to this relationship. And if not, the whole world and life experience is all gone kaput. No. You got to be someone that in the middle of a serious talk, you go for the biceps and laugh it off. Because nothing is really that serious other than the shit that they're putting us through and trying to get all liberties away with this bullshit of poison trying to put into our systems. Anyhow, meanwhile, back in the ranch, you you need to understand that you guys hit it off for a while. Okay, what do you expect from her? What, you think she's wise of the world, know it all? She's another human being like you. She felt you know, good with you, so you were together, and then she has her own shortcomings and psychological deficiencies, and she finds maybe another attention from somebody else will give her that kind of a image that she's trying to have and present. Okay, that's her shortcomings. That's not on you. That's on her. So whatever she has done, it's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on her. And obviously, doing what she's done is very low class. And nobody's the fool. Everybody knows that she didn't wake up today and go find somebody to sleep with. She knew the guy. And if that's the kind of a relationship that she has started or ended it, how it ended, it's on her. It's very low class, very weak. Yeah. So you need to understand you're above it all. And this, what happens, it's not any deficiency on you. It's not any reflection on you. It just means that you got to see it as for what it is and look at her the way she is today, not constantly think of her as you used to think in the past when she was all into you. You look at her right now as her actuality, and the way she treats you and behaves is not something that you would sanction. It's not something that you would desire. It's not something that you would what is it? Welcome. So what happens? You unwanted her. You say this girl no longer qualifies. Yeah, she looks the same as she did 2 years ago when we got to know each other or whenever. But that look does not represent her. Her actuality is not my perception of her, how she used to be in the past. Her actuality is how she is today, how she's behaving today. And how she is today and behaving today is not gaining my approval for a candidate to be qualified to be my girlfriend. Therefore, she can go. She's done what she's done. It's a reflection on her. She's introduced herself that being of a low quality. I didn't have the decency to break up with me and maybe then look for someone. Maybe that will take a few months, not 2 days after. So you simply understand the truth and don't give a shit. Don't waste your life and don't waste your time and trying to prove to her that I know that I'm better than. Oh, fuck it. Let her go. She was good when she was. She's not now. So let her go. She's not qualified. Wish her well and let her go. And wish yourself well. And you go on, find, where are you? You're in UK. God knows. So many beautiful, amazing looking girls. I mean, one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen was in disco in England, in London. God, she was the most beautiful thing ever. I still remember her. And she was dancing with her girlfriends in the middle of the thing. And I was just passing through. I was coming back, going to my university in the States, and I had a few days layover there. So there's so many beautiful girls there. Why are you hanging on this girl for? Okay. Especially with the way she was behaved. Move on, find another. Don't give a shit. She's not the embodiment of experience of life or relationship. That was for something that you learn. You're 24 years old. You go you fall in love with a tree right now at this age. So there's no shortage of that. And don't try to prove to her that you're better than that other guy or whatnot. Of course you are. Yeah, you don't need to show her anything. Just let it go. Just let it go. All right. Now, who else do we have here? Mary. Is it Mary or Marie, or how about a little bit of info? Give me the info. Throw me the bone. Dr. Eva here. Don't forget. Mary says, hi. How do you go about someone who won't commit but gets upset when you try to move on? Listen, Marie, I need more info. I need to know how old you are, where you're coming from, what your cultural background is, a little bit something. And I got to be sure that I'm talking to you as I think you're a lady, but I'm not so versed in all the names and all the customs. It could be also as a name used for, I don't know, man, I don't know. So I need that info before I can, and also I need a little bit more detail. Right? So What's the little story on that? Ah, female, 35, Toronto. Oh, you're from the same neck of the wood. I mean, different neck of the wood, the same continent, half the same part of the world. Not continent. Okay, female, 35, Toronto. So I should. I need a little bit more info, just a little bit. So how do you go about someone who won't commit but gets upset when you try to move on? Well, why do you care about how he reacts? First of all, tell me how long have you guys been together? And what is his age? What does he do? Does he make money? Is he ready psychologically and financially? Maybe he doesn't have all those. Maybe when you talk to him, tell him, listen, give me a time frame. We've been together for that many years, or I don't know how long, and ask him direct questions and expect direct answers. And if he doesn't give you, say, listen, then don't be upset if I move on because I have a plan for my life. I want to have a certain kind of a arrangement, a commitment. I want to have certain order in my life, and that order involves being with someone who's committed to me, and I want to be committed to him. If that's not you, I respect that, and I wish you well. But I'm not going to hang around just so that you can one day say, "Oh, sorry, it's not working out. I'm going to go." I am a woman, and this is my age, and I have different plans in life, and I want to see you as the man. Where you going to go? Where you headed? So, are we going to grow together, or what? So you don't. The thing is, you are not ready to move on because you're asking the question. He gets upset when I try to move on. That means you care about what he thinks about you, but yes, yet still you see that he's not commit. He's not going to commit. So looks like you haven't made up your mind. Because why would you care if he gets upset? If he's not committing, and you see that you got to move on, but you're worried about him getting upset when you want to move on, that means you haven't made up your mind to move on or not. Because are you sure about the kind of a plan you have in mind for your life? If you're certain, then move on. Who cares what he feels? Either sit on the table and start eating, or get off and go. That's what your message is for the guy. But you don't seem to be so sure. And Michael says, "Hi, Miran, Brandon here. Thank you so much for your advice. It all makes a lot of sense to me, and I will hold it close to mind as I move on through the next messy bit where I have to move out. Thanks. You're quite welcome, dear. You're quite welcome. This is the first day of the rest of your life, which should start with a positive note. And the positive note means don't sweat the small stuff. And these things are small. So yeah, they look big because to you at age 44, a woman sleeping with somebody else make you think, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Oh, somebody else is better. Oh, all these egoistic things. None of that means anything. You're still on top of the world. You're the man. And she sleeping with you or sleeping with somebody else doesn't make you any less or any more. You are still the man. And you now got to find the woman. The question here is not that you're the man or not. You are. The question is that she's not the woman. That's what you should look for. The answer is here. What she has done makes her not the woman. It doesn't change you to be the man or not. You are the man, but she's not the woman. You move on and find the woman. Where? In a place where so many amazing women are. UK. All right. Savita Solunke says that's such a practical advice. Well, okay. But I need to know who you are, Savita. Let us know. And thank you for being here. Age, gender, where you're tuning in from. We want to know our geographical area, how far we're reaching, who, what cultures, and age, and gender, and all that. So help me out here, guys. And don't you guys think that you were supposed to promote this channel, and yet you haven't done shit? No, so for you. It's 9 years. I'm sorry, almost 10 years. I'm doing this, and once a week, and often we had two times during the pandemics. We had two times a day, every day for 60 days to keep you guys company and make sure you're not feeling alone and all that with all the things that was going on last year. But with all that dedication, you and Income Poops haven't promoted the channel. And now we have 9 people here with the quality of what we're talking about here. We still have that many. So move your butts and promote this channel. Share the videos you like on your social media or talk about it on chat lines and let people know. Don't be selfish. Let people know that such support exists and such advices are there for free for them on Saturdays at 1 o'clock. Today I was late, an hour and a half, but it's okay. And sometimes spontaneously we'll have live stream. So encourage them to subscribe and join us. And we have over 3,000 videos on relationships and breakups, and we have over maybe 500 videos on repetitive thinking, OCD, HOCD, and subsets of OCD. And we have quite quality content. So, and of course, you all know that I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. You can go on the site and look at the books and sample chapters and read it and see what you like about it. And they're in forms of real books, paper books, or ebooks that you can enjoy. And at the same time, you can make an appointment with me on Skype to explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And of course, if you're a new client, for 1 hour booking that you do, I throw in another hour, so we'll have 2 hours, ample time for us to explore what's concerning you. Again, one-on-one on Skype. And Marie says, thank you. You're welcome, Marie. Je vous en prie. And Charles, DC, says, Charles, male, 34, Belgium. Ah, Belgium. Special place. I have a very good friend there. Charles, male, 34, Belgium, says, hello, Meran. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Says, hope you're okay. Greetings, and thank you very much for that. Merci beaucoup. And I look forward to visit Belgium one day when the world is normal again. And, so, we'll see. In the meantime, we just lost 2 people. Boy, we are getting so much more popular. And I'm getting hungry, so the questions must be really weighing on me. Garçon, sandwich, please. It's a low budget production, so don't worry. There's nobody here. So we have one expression of heart, love, here, and that one, I bet you, belongs to, I can guess, that belongs to Sonia. I believe that belongs to Sonia. Sonia Mona. That's what I believe. And I'm sticking by it. And Charles, no, Charles doesn't say anything more. Charles have already said, we have no questions. So should we end it then? What do you think? Why my cup looks this way? Let's see if I can change the color. At least we'll have a little bit of a. Let's see. Let's see if that works. There you go. There we go. See, now you can see a bit of Hawaii when I'm having my tea. Uh huh. Remember, this was the Black Rock right here. In my cup. That's Black Rock. Beyond it is my favorite beach. Amazing. We found it a few years ago, my son and I. Many years ago. Many years ago. It's beautiful, kind of private, shallow. No longer private now. Lots of people go there, but still not as many. So you can visit while I drink. You can take a break. That's a good trick. I love that place. Hawaii is my hometown. Resonates with me. I miss it. Get the world normal. God damn it. Fooling us with all this nonsense. Matthew says, my Q. Your Q? Okay. I don't get it. That's all you say. MY and then Q. What is it? You guys ran out of questions. Looks like when I come on the stream at 2:30 or anytime. It's funny, if I come on at 1, it kind of fills up, sometimes up to 30 people. And then it continues as long as I'm there, like 3, 4 o'clock. But if I come at 2, then nobody's going, what's the matter? I mean, if you're there from 1 to 4, if I come at 2, you can still be there. So what's going on? So we will wait for a new question, and I'll take a break, and I'll go to Maui right now, as I am. Let's see. God, I love that place. That was the view of my hotel room. There we go. Beautiful. Let me give you the full picture while we're waiting for a question. So we have Brad Gernazian. That seems to me to be Armenian name, is it? Says male 30 Colombia. Says I have a specific X. And Brad says this is in regards to my HOCD. Brad says male 30 Colombia says I have a specific X of the thought. X of the thoughts I get that I can't shake. Oh, example. Oh, X means example. Male 30 Colombia Brad says, I have a specific example of the thought I get that I can't shake. You're not supposed to shake a thought. That's the problem. I don't need to read the rest. I will. But the problem is right here. You're trying to shake the thought. When you're trying to do anything with the thought, avoid it, destroy it, disappear it, shake it, resist it, fight with it, argue with it, it's all giving energy and exchange and attention to what the brain has produced. when you actually engage the brain with your disapproval or approval or whatever it may be, mostly, of course, disapproval of something, you give life to what does not ever and never did and never could have life. Because the world we have created is mostly in the framework of the consciousness. So when you give attention to a thought that the brain has conjured up, which has no reality or actuality, it can never become anything without the you allowing it to turn into an action. It has no power. Thought has no power. Brain is very powerful, make you think that thought is real. But in fact, for it to be actual and live, it has no power by the brain. Only you, which are beyond the brain. You're not the brain, and brain is not you. Don't make that mistake. You're beyond the brain, and only you can allow anything suggested by other people or your brain to become an actuality. But when you engage with it and try to shake it, destroy it, demolish it, fight with it, protect yourself, resist it, all of that gives appearance of you accepting that it exists and I have to destroy it because I don't approve of it. But when you ignore it, the brain sees there is no feedback. Whatever in life, whatever in the brain recognizes there's no feedback from it, it relinquishes it. It lets go because it has not been able to use it as a mandate. It has not been able to use it to make itself known or become real. Brain thoughts want to be real. They want to replace you. So when you give it energy, it becomes an instrument for them that advances them in their plot to replace you by their conjuring up illusions. Brain is very powerful but has no existence because it is only attached like a leech onto you as a service equipment. Brain was not there and then you were added to it. You lived for millions of years, and only 40,000 years ago this brain got to the point that it could be of any instrumental, any equipment to be used by you to help advancing your purposes in life. But unfortunately, we've been duped to think that the brain is us, whatever brain says I am. That's not it. It's bullshit. In the video that I prepared, it's 45 minutes, it's long, but it's very helpful, based on the presentation of Dr. Egnar, which discusses and proves to you beyond a shadow of doubt the philosophical opinion of Aristotle from 1,000 years ago about dualism versus materialism. In the old times, they were talking about that there is nothing but void and atom, atoms and void, something, material, or nothing. They did not believe in something higher than material, higher than brain. They therefore said material is everything. That was their thinking. But from 1,000 years ago, Aristotle was talking about dualism, that there is beyond the brain, beyond the material, there is something else that the material cannot even reach. Until 1930s, that in the science in the modern times was able to prove it scientifically that what Aristotle said was correct and what the materialists have been saying has been bullshit, and they had nothing to prove for it. So, using Dr. Speary's what's the word for that? Dr. Speary's research and Dr. Speary's experiments, award-winning, what is it? What is the word? Nobel Prize echelon experience, Dr. Speary's experience in neuroscience, in neurosurgery, and Dr. Penfield from Montreal, having done different kind of experiments in neurosurgery than Dr. Owen's experiment in neurosurgery and neuroscience in understanding the movement of the brain. Dr. Owen proves that even when the brain is smashed, destroyed, there's still ways that you communicate with the visceral state of the patient, which proves that you are beyond the brain. And then the brilliant experiment of Dr. Live, which is amazing. These are all explained in a video that I'm going to communicate to understand that there are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot reach. And this whole business of thoughts that show up of all kinds, this kind, that kind, sexual, non-sexual, whatever, intrusive that it may be, of all kinds of topics, these are all brains malfunction and brains thoughts, not your thoughts. They do not represent you. They do not change you. They do not make you change anything in you, sexuality, orientation, or anything of that. They do not make you what the thought suggests. For example, if a thought comes to your mind that you're a pedophile, that doesn't make you a pedophile. It scares the hell out of you, but you will never act on it. If the brain conjures up that you're a murderer, that you want to kill someone, you will never become a murderer just because a thought shows up. Same goes with anything else. It shows up having to do with a sexual orientation or your gender. It doesn't change you just because that suggestion was conjured up with the brain. That has many other facets, medical facets to it, psychological facets, anxiety, the comparisons, the malfunction of the caudate nucleus in the striatum in midbrain, which is responsible to shut down intrusive thoughts automatically. And when it doesn't, it lingers, what is suggested by prefrontal cortex, and it's supposed to be shut down by caudate nucleus in the striatum because it doesn't jive. It's not in line with your values because it knows what your values, what your gender orientation is. But when it's malfunctioning in the signaling system, it doesn't do its job automatically. And because it doesn't do its job automatically, which is shutting down the intrusive thoughts, it lingers there. And when it's hovering there, you wonder, oh, because it's not going away, it must mean something. No, it doesn't. It just means there's a malfunction. So don't be bamboozled. So what you need to do is not entertain these thoughts. Don't be worried about them. Don't pay attention to them. Because the more you spend time and energy with it, the more you're rewiring your brain to be good at thinking about these things, because the brain says, oh, I get reaction from the owner, the boss, the master of this entity, which I, the brain, am part of it. I'm an organ, but I get reaction from this person when I think, conjure up these thoughts. Therefore, it actually rewires it through neuroplasticity. But if you ignore it, and every time it shows up, you pay no attention to it, you only focus on what is valuable to you, what is in line with your values, and focus on that and accomplish what that is interesting to you, and your choice and vetoes dictate that, it guides you that. If you only do that, then it's ignoring what the brain conjures up. And that ignoring will rewire your brain in that direction. Neuroplasticity takes place by teaching the brain, I'm not interested in these things. And the brain gets rewired, and eventually caudate nucleus comes back online and shuts down intrusive thoughts again. It's a glitch that one goes through, and many, many, many millions of people go through, especially in pandemics when the brain and the activities are not as it used to be. The order of life has changed through mechanical processes that you used to do, things that you used to do during the day would have created a routine, an order for your life. And through these whole pandemic thing, those routines have been broken. The socializing, all the events, all the things, and many other aspects that is unknown with whatever the shit is happening in the world is coming through. And then the brain doesn't find security in occupation, in its order of life that has been created. So things have changed. And when it doesn't find it, it goes into overdrive of all kinds of things that it can conjure up using the inventory of things that exist in this world and have nothing to do with you. But because it is aware of the existence of all kinds of lifestyles in the world, as has been talked on talk shows, and uh, people's personal lifestyles on venues and on different topics and TVs and discussions and internets, and all these images and informations that is exists in the world somehow finds its way, and brain becomes aware of it through all these mediums. And where does the brain finds inventory to make thoughts? From all these information that seeps through the consciousness through all these mediums. So all these extraordinary and uninteresting information to many and interesting to many other, but since they're all available, the brain picks them up and makes thoughts. It doesn't know what it's doing. It doesn't know what it's making. It doesn't consult with you that, sir, I'm going to make a thought that it's not in line with your values, but may I? It doesn't do that. It just makes thoughts. You, on the other hand, are not supposed to think that what the brain does and makes has got anything to do with you. You're supposed to actually understand that it's got nothing to do with you, and it's the brain's work, not my work. And so, on that note, if you simply ignore the thoughts rather than trying to shake it or destroy it or burn it or whatever it is, you will actually deny the brain thoughts of energy, of attention. And that deny of attention and energy suffocates it, teaches it that nobody plays with you here, nobody pays attention to you. So just disappear. And it will have no choice but disappear. Why? Because the brain wants attention. And when it's not getting attention through certain kind of train of thoughts, it learns that it should change that in order to get the attention. So it won't be suffocated, it won't feel lonely, it won't feel alone. It will have an order because the brain finds its security in order. Yeah, order of things like occupation, being busy. But when you don't treat it, exchanging energy with it, it doesn't get that busyness because there's nothing to be busy. There's no interaction. So it has to abandon it, right? When it abandons it, then it learns that this doesn't work. It doesn't get this guy engaged, so I won't be occupied, so I won't find security. So I have to do something, come up with something that this guy actually pays attention. So what is that? Definitely not this. So it moves on from that kind of a thinking and eventually fixes the glitch. And then it just thinks about what it does. 80, 90,000 thoughts a day are created by the brain, but none of them are relevant to you. So if you keep paying attention to all these things, you will never have a time to your normal life. So you pay no attention and ignore and go about your business rather than trying to shake it or focus on what to do with this. No, it's not a question. Don't turn it into question. Just turn it into a feces of the brain. Like you eat food and turn it into energy, and then the rest of it is residues, and you got to go to the bathroom and get it out. You let it be discharged, right? Because it's not necessary. The same thing. Brain makes all kind of thoughts because it's the thought manufacturing plant. So it keeps making that. But you're the one who chooses or not chooses any of these productions. Like you go to bazaar, you see all kinds of products. But you don't buy everything that you pass by. The booths, you keep going and ignore the things you don't want, but they're there. Just because they're there, that doesn't mean you are interested in them or you want to buy them. You keep walking by until you get to the store that has what you're looking for. Same thing. Brain makes 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. You ignore them all. You are the one who can decree if it's any use for you or not. So you pass by all of them. You pay no attention to any of them. You just use the brain to make thoughts that is interesting and useful to you. And if the brain makes its own thoughts, you pay no attention to it because you're the only judge that can decide if this thought is useful or not. Not just because the brain has made it, so it must be paid attention. No, you're the boss, not the brain. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. You're not thoughts. And thoughts are not you. Therefore, you're the ultimate boss. And there are aspects of you and the mind that brain can never reach. So don't treat brain as if it's an intellect. It's not an intellect. Brain is an organ. It's a stupid organ. That's it. Like your intestine, does some job and then you got to shit the rest out. Same thing. Brain, you use it to do a certain job for you, and the rest of the time it just does its own thing and you pay no attention. That's how you deal with. Dang, and tell me there's another channel that can come up with all these interesting discussions. And we have what, 9 people altogether? Oh, 10. Oh, great. Wow. All right. I'm pissed off. All right. Let's see what we have here. Ed says, "Hi, Meran, male 41 from New York. Ah, Big Apple. How are you?" And he says, "It's been in New York. I've been in your channel for a long time. It don't make sense to complain anymore. Life is weird because everything you do in life is either to get some or lose some, especially when your heart is broken from someone you gave your soul to. I guess no one cares. I guess is like test from God to see if you do right things, to see if you are worth it, to get to meet him after. I thank you for your message. I don't longer listen to my brain because of you. I realize that my brain is not me. I don't follow what it says. I will use it at my convenience. There you go. That's my boy. And remember, you don't have to think that this girl paying attention to you or not is the meaning of life. This girl is just another human being on this earth. At one time, she likes you, you like her, fine. At one time, she doesn't, fine. But it's not the meaning of life. She's part of this experience of journey of life. And in this part of the journey, you meet her. And the next part of the journey, you meet other people. You be okay with that. Don't make her and her reaction and attention interaction with you to be the embodiment of this experience of life. It's just part of it. Don't make her to be the entirety of this experience of life. She's not. Hmm? You are. You are what makes this life the life experience that you are going through. Not her. It's about you. You're the main actor. Hmm? She's not the main actor. You're making the one who broke your heart, so to speak, as if she's the life that you should follow. No, you're the main character in this journey. And whatever happens, it's because of you. Hmm? So you're the boss here. So you choose and replace the events when they don't work out next. I know emotions are involved, you get used to it and all that, but you can't expect that commitment and that permanence from another human being whose life herself is impermanent. This whole journey of life is impermanent. We all live here to learn something, and we got to milk it as much as we can. We got to stay with it, stay as healthy and lively, and uh, and lengthen our lives as best as we can, as much as we can, because the longer we stay in this world, the more we learn. The more we learn, perhaps, the more we are ready for the next stage, whatever it may be. But you want to make sure that you stay healthy and alive so you can learn as much as you possibly can in this segment of the journey of your life. This life is not, but you gotta give to be qualified. Let's put it that way. So it's not that God is punishing you or testing you. It's just basically we're all here, are pleasant or not pleasant, but they're all part of this whole game, part of this whole experience of life. They don't mean to be designed specifically to bother you or punish you, or or give you a present, or encourage you or anything. Just the way it is. You're going through a certain experience of life and lots of learning and lots of ups and downs in it. You just got to become a good captain of keeping your boat from capsizing. Look, you can't stop the wind from flowing. I'm sorry. You can't stop the wind from blowing, and you can't stop the waves from flowing, but you can become an experienced captain that could make sure and stop your boat from capsizing. So while we cannot stop the elements, but we can become experienced captain to lead our ship, our little boat, to where we want it to go, rather than being losing its balance and capsizing. So all these things that happen in our life, relationships, jobs, things we gain and lose, they're not supposed to mean that this is punishment or the quality of life. It just meant for us to learn to become experienced in managing and handling the ups and downs of this road, this journey. Hmm? So none of them is the beginning or end of our lives, and don't treat it as much as such, and just simply learn from what it is out there to make you an experienced expert to be able to navigate this ship. So whether it blows the wind or the waves are like tsunamis, you can keep the balance of your boat because you know what to do. Not that you can only sail in the calm oceans. And when there is a wind and the tsunami or a storm, you're messed up. No. So the whole point is not about what happens in our life, is about to become that experienced captain so we can endure and know what to do when these shitty things happens that are not perfect. All right. Having said that, I didn't hear from Brad after all that discussion. From Brad, did you hear what I said? Ah, I have Sid here. Says hello, General Mail 32, Manchester, England. Oh, now no longer Tallinn, Estonia. It's Manchester, England. Delighted to hear that. Delighted to hear that. How are you, Sid? Hope all is going well for you. Ah, what a good tea. Mmm, yummy. I haven't had this tea for a long time. I've been having this other one, which is green tea, organic green tea. And then I had this green tea with pomegranate in it, which was also very nice. I ran out of that, so I had the regular green tea all past few days. But then I ran out of that last night, and but I had another one called organic jasmine tea. Hmm. Organic jasmine green tea leaves, organic green tea leaves, jasmine green tea, and green tea. It's all green tea. So we conclude that this is a green tea. Any way you look at it, any which way you look at it, it's a green tea. All right, that's it. And all right, looks like we have 10 people and no more questions. Let me increase the green here so we can have a little bit of a Maui when I'm drinking my tea. All right, that's good. So everybody's quiet. Do not hear me, guys. Nobody disappeared. I bet you if I wear a T-shirt, green T-shirt, I'll have some of that. That would be cool if I wear a green T-shirt. This thing, the Maui background would, would come on my shirt. We'll try it next time. So, do we have any other question, guys? What's going on? You guys are so quiet. Ed says, I guess I don't want to accept it at the moment, but I'm working on it. It's that it's hard because it was divorce and my daughter was taken away from me. Well, you didn't say all that. Should have said that beginning because then I would have treated differently. First of all, you got to make sure that you have joint custody because you've got to continue being the best father you can be to your daughter. And you should not let that not be part of your life. You must go to the legal system of your country, wherever it is. Where is it? Where are you? New York. Okay. You got to get joint custody and you got to be dedicated father to your child. It doesn't matter if your wife does want or does not want to be with you. That's fine. That's her choice. She has all the right to make any decision for herself she wants. But the child is not only subjected to her decision. The child needs mother and father. So both of you need to talk and understand that your duties toward the child does not change just because you guys don't like each other anymore, or one of you doesn't. That's bullshit. That child has nothing to do with the decisions that either one of you are making. She expected to have a mother and father. If one of you fucks up and thinks that, oh yeah, I gotta have my own life, then you should have thought of it before you have a child. Now that you have a child, you gotta be dedicated mother and dedicated father. If you're not, fuck you. That's my way of dealing with this in French. So tell your wife that, listen, this is what you want to do, fine. None of my business. Your life. But this is how we're going to make sure that our child will grow with love, protection, and will have mom and dad, and nobody's going to replace it. So don't you bring a bunch of guys in front of her, and I'm not going to bring girlfriends in front of her. We will go on our separate personal lives when the child is with the other. And you got to have a certain kind of arrangement that sometimes you have, sometimes she has, the daughter, so she will benefit from both parents at the same time. You both have your so-called personal lives, and you deal with it. That's what I have to say about that. So don't relinquish your responsibility for your daughter. Make money for her. Make sure you're there for her. Be involved in her life, and if you can, you can help the mother as well. Just give some economic assistance to make sure that she's able to take care of the child and do the best you can for the daughter. Spend as much time as you can with your daughter. Supervision is everything. The mother can decide whatever she wants to do, but she has no right to involve the young girl with all kind of people coming over. So have this discussion between the two. And Ed says, I feel it's was not fair to me. The court is not on my side. It's always on mother. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Yeah, what? The mother made the child by herself? It's completely bullshit. If you've been a good man and you have not abused the woman physically or any other way, and there's no reason for any court, which unfortunately looks to be that way, to just give the custody to the woman. Why? Your father, you're a human being, you have emotions, you love your child. Anyhow, I don't know the details of it, but however, you got to do your best in staying involved in your daughter's life, and you got to have some ground rules with your ex-wife to adhere to certain morality, so the child will be raised with proper upbringing and not improper influences. Ed says there is no co-parenting. It's complicated. Okay, well, I'm sure you have lawyers or however you see fit but stay involved with your daughter's life. If you make money and you help the mother for the expenses necessary, then she will have a little bit more of a listening ear to your suggestions and cooperating with you. And Guinea 123 says something is wrong with the microphone. Oh, really? How many of you cannot hear me? Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? What's wrong with the microphone? Is the sound better now? Does it work okay? Can you guys hear me now? Is it good? All right. We have a super chat uh, from Tiberius Dugele. And Tiberius has no message here. I can't see. Oh, there it is. Says, "Good evening, sir." Good evening, Tiberius. Says, "Yes, we hear you." Okay, good, good, good. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. The channel can use financial support to do some advertisement. Maybe we can get more exposure. And biologic says, "I can hear you. It's just kind of muffled, like a pillow is on the mic." Oh, okay. A pillow on the mic. All right. Yeah, I hear you. So I hope it's better now. Okay, good. Looks like it's working out. And Tiberius says, "Yes, sir. At the moment, it's good." And Tiberius says, "Take care, man. My girlfriend loves your content." Well, I'm delighted that somebody loves my content. How about you? Do you like my content? I guess you do. And thank you again for the super chat. It's gracious of you. And so we have now Matthew says, "What are your thoughts on Drake's new CLB album?" I actually don't know the names that you said. I don't know. Maybe I've heard the music, but I'm not good in names of who played that. So I have no idea what that is. And Michael Jamie says microphone is gone. I guess that was before the microphone is back. Oh, it says it's back. Okay, good. All right. All right. All right. So Michael says, "Hey, again, Mehran, have you any advice on the sick feeling you get in your stomach when you're sad, you know the feeling. How do you get rid of it? Well, you are sad as long as you remember it. All these feelings have a background of thought. You feel because there is a thought, and the thought creates a feeling in the body. So if you move on from that thought, or somehow you get busy with doing other things that you need to do, whether it's for fun or job or studies or duties, and you forget about that, what was holding you down and keeping you sad, you're no longer sad. You're only sad as long as you're thinking about it. So the key is to change the thinking, the mood changes. Change your thoughts, change your mood. Mm. So when you feel like that, yeah, some things you can't shake it off right away. Maybe it's health issue, or it's a family issue, or whatever it is. But like somebody is sick, or somebody passes, or a family member, so it's sad. But again, even that, you're only sad when you think about it. So if there are issues that keeps you sad and they're not really that important, and you simply create new activities and bring about a new thoughts and new attention brings new thoughts, and new thoughts brings new emotions, and those emotions are not the emotions of the sadness, because you're not thinking about what was the roots of that sadness, the cause of that sadness. So change your thoughts, which means sometimes change your activities, and those activities bring about a certain kind of a different view or thoughts, and then that would be fastest way to get rid of it. In other words, when you change the thought, there would be new pictorials in the mind. And those pictorials, you know, in combination with the thoughts, brings about those feelings. So change the activity, changes the pictorials, changes the thoughts, changes the mood. And pretty much, unless I know in more detail about the actual reason for the sadness, then I can discuss it more, maybe in detail. But closely, that's what it is. We have another super chat from Michael Jamie, and it says, "Much love, Mira," and thank you very much, Michael. Very kind of you. Appreciate it. The channel appreciates it. We need to get exposure, guys. So if you guys have any way to let people know about this channel, like share it on your social media, or talk about it on chat lines, or however it is that you can do it, just do it. And Gimme says, "I stumbled onto your channel about a year ago, and I very much enjoy your insights into all the things you share about relationships. I'm in the US, in Indiana, age 50, male." Oh, very good. Delighted to hear that. Delighted that you're here. And thank you for your continued support of using the channel and watching its content. We try to have a little bit. I used to have more live talks, but since I saw, uh, I don't know, not big enough audience, while we were sometimes at 4 5 hours straight because of so many questions, but we didn't have ever more than 32 33 people at the same time. I somehow, this channel is invisible, so I changed the name, maybe make it easier, but it doesn't make any difference anyhow. So if you guys can help it out to grow, I'd be grateful. And again, thank you for the super chat, Michael. And thank you for your words. Gimme 123 from Indiana. That's what I wanted to say. And Matthew says, "I can be bitter and angry about past experiences with my ex. Betrayals, cheating, lying, toxic, on and off cycle. It just ended 2 months ago, and now I'm angry she's in a new relationship." Why? Why are you angry when your bicycle that didn't have good brakes is now being ridden by somebody else? Well, still doesn't have good brakes. So let that somebody else go on downhill with it. What do you care? But you're not focusing on the brake. You're focusing on the seat and the fact that you had a bike. Stop it. Just having a bike is not good enough. You got to have a good quality bike. Otherwise, it's not reliable. You're going to crash now and then, up and down. Tire is not working, brake is not working, the chain is not working. And what use is it? So cut the cord and deal with the pain of not having the bike, and then prepare for getting a better bike. That's the idea. But you think if I don't have this bike, there's no bike I can have. That's a bad mentality. You just feel that, okay, I don't have this bike for all these reasons, and actually it wasn't a good bike. So why is it that I still want to have a bike that wasn't really good and serving me well? Why? Why do I still want? Why? Because you're used to it. You don't have a replacement, and you are used to certain mechanical processes, certain things that you would do during the day, places that you would go with that bike, even though the bike wasn't working that well, but it was a bike that was getting you here and there. So you were involved in certain mechanical process, certain things that you would share with that toxic woman. And you had created through those mechanical processes, as toxic and unreasonable and undesirable it was, but it was your way of dealing with the day, which created a routine. And that routine created a order in life. Bad or good, it was an order. And that order kept you feel secure mentally, because mind finds its security in the order of life. Now that she's not there, even though it was a bad bike, but the order is broken. Whether it was a good or bad, there was an order there somehow. That order, when she's not there, is broken. Like you don't have the bike, the order, the rhythm of you getting from here to there is broken. Even though the bike wasn't working, but you had something to get on and go from here to there. That pathway is broken. That broken pathway, that order not being the way it used to be, is why you're feeling uncomfortable. Not because the bike was good, because there was a bike. Not because the order of life was good. You said it was toxic, but there was an order. And brain finds security in the order of things. Now that the order is broken, you feel confused, upset. You keep going into the memory, because in the memory, that order as it used to be still exists. And remembering it, and the mind finds in the memory the order and feels secure. That's why you keep going to the memory. What you need to do is start new processes, new mechanical processes, new things that you like to do during the day, new missions, new activities. And through those new mechanical processes, missions, and activities, you will find a new routine. And that new routine creates new order. That new order brings your mind security in the actuality of life, and no need to go into the memory, because when you go into the memory for the order that is there and you feel secure, she's also there. Then you think, oh, I feel good because I'm thinking about her. No, you feel good because you're thinking about the order that is recorded in your memory. So come out of that, create new mechanical processes, create new trends of doing things during the day, create new routine, create new order, and then in the new order, your mind will be with you in the present moment. No longer need to go in the memory. And when you're in the present moment, busy with your new order and secure in that, you don't see her. And then instead, see her for what she is, as a broken, not good working condition bicycle. I don't mean to demean women to compare them to bicycle, but if it was the other way around, I would still say bicycle. So don't you guys get on my case or anything. And Tiberius says that was a hilarious example. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I'll take it. And where are we? We agree about the past experience. Okay, that was from Matthew. Matthew says, "I just want to let it all go. Stop being angry. Live happy." And yeah, when you focus on her actuality, on the actual bike not being a good bike, then you'll let it go. But as long as you think, oh, the fact that I had a bike that was good enough, no, it's not good enough. You gotta have a good bike. So let it go. What are you waiting for? It wasn't good. You know it. You were there. So let it go. It says she had another man in the back burner while married to me, so she decided to go with him after 16 years together with my kid and my heart. So maybe you can imagine how hard that is to accept it, right? Yes, I can imagine, but I have one question for you. How come she can do it, but you can't? If it's that good and that perfect that you think, oh, she was a great match for me, I don't care how long. Now, not talking about how it was for how many years. Now, if she can do it, why can't you? Hmm? Are you pussy whipped? There's no other woman around. There's no other way on this world that you can actually find another amazing woman. Not that she was amazing, but another woman who's amazing with all her beauties and things that she can offer, wisdom and everything else. That's it. That was it. That was the only, you came to this world only for this woman, and that's it. And if she's gone and she's laying with somebody else, that's the end of your imagination about how what life has to offer. That's it. That's how limited you are. Where are you? Where do you live? I don't remember. Come on, guys. With every question you have, add that little bit of information, like, three things. M30, wherever, whatever. Let's see if I can find it. 41, male 41, New York. Okay. Listen, you're 41 years old, at the top of your game. You're the best time of your life. I remember when I was 40, 40, 41, 45, top of my life. Experience, career, looks, top of my life. But the difference between you and I is I still think I'm on top of my life now. Every time I'm on top of my life. But 41 is at the height of the man's wisdom, power, and everything. Like from then on, you become better and better. So you've got nothing to worry about. You're still young. Do your fitness, keep fit, eat healthy, attend to your job, make money. Before you know it, you'll say, thank God I don't want it something that wasn't really good enough just because I was used to it. You're used to her. But if she can unuse herself towards you, you can do the same. Look at her actuality today. Do you like the way she treats you? No. Therefore, let her go. She's not qualified. No longer qualified. No soup for her. She can go. Come on. Life is not so summed up to, what's between her legs. I know you have memories with her, but she has chosen that. Let her go. She's no longer qualified. Find another. There's so many amazing women. Come on now. Don't disrespect other women. Just this one, only this one. Why? Why? If she has not, no longer is not offering what she can, amazing things that she can do to you, what good is she for you? You know, I remember what my father said once, and may he rest in peace and God bless her soul. He's not with me. I miss him a lot. He was a very educated man. He had a PhD in law, spoke 6 languages, and a very well-read, educated man. I learned a lot from him. And one day, when I was going through my first divorce, I've been around, and I was kind of sad. and he said to me, among other things, one part was this: if this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. Think about it. If what's being offered on the table, all that beautiful food, is not offered to me, I don't care how tasty it is. It's not for me. Therefore, I have no value for it. If this woman, as wonderful as you think she is, which obviously is not, as beautiful as she might be, If that beauty and all those whatever she can do is not offered to you, it's not for you, you don't care how beautiful she is. You don't care what she can do, what she's capable of. Is this wheel If this wheel doesn't turn for you, you don't care if it turns at all. Because what good does it do for you to admire it if it's not available to you? So you disqualify what's not available to you. You go on for what's available to you, what's for you, what's inviting you. Hmm? All right. So free yourself from that. And Ed says, at least I'm following your message by following a new order in my life. Yes. But still hard to do because I miss what I had. Yes, I know. We all miss what we had. My question is this: for heaven's sake, God bless your dad and mom. I hope they're still around. But if you lose your dad, huh? Many people lose their parents, yeah? I mean, my father was so important to me. I lost him, yeah? He died 11 years ago. So if you lose your dad, aren't you going to be okay? I mean, it can be more important than that, but you're going to be okay. And you're going to go on. But you fucking can't deal with a woman leaving you. What the fuck? Compare it. If you can be okay with your dad dying, God forbid, you should be okay with some woman leaving you. So you had it. You had your dad all your life. He was your God. He fed you. He raised you. He protected you. But he left. Hmm? You got to a certain place and he left. You're okay with that. You can endure that. You can attend to your duties and your responsibilities. You continue your life and you will have fun and so on. But it takes only a woman who's been with you for a few years and now is laying beside somebody else to tear you apart. You can't. That's the embodiment of life. It's not qualified. You disqualify her and expect better for yourself. It says, I don't want to take advantage of another girl. Why are you taking advantage? I don't want to manipulate their mind. Who says to manipulate their mind? Just to have sex. Who says just go for sex? We're not talking about sex manipulation or anything devious. We're talking about giving yourself chance to appreciate the qualities and the wisdom and the abilities that and the offerings of what other women have and they are willing to share with you. Why you close your eyes on the beauty and the qualifications of other amazing women out there, thinking that if you go with somebody else is only for sex? First, detach yourself from this woman who's no longer qualified based on the fact that she's no longer qualified. And then you will have an easy time with clear conscience and honesty and go and find another girlfriend. And if she was qualified after a while, then you can commit yourself to her if she's committing herself to you. But why is it that you should put yourself down thinking that just because you want to go for another woman that is dishonest and that's only for sex? How do you know? Get to know them, you will see that it's not for sex. You like them because they've got so much to offer. Because that can't be the embodiment of the representation of the woman. This woman after 16 years leaves you. Is that, am I right? So anyhow, so don't put her on the pedestal. I mean, the problem is not her. She has a right to do whatever she wants to do. The problem is the fact that you have put her on the pedestal and think that that's all you can get. Take care of your health, eat good, nutrition, exercise, fitness, make money. Then I'll see how you feel about yourself and your encouragement and your motivation to find other women to be able to provide for them and make yourself feel good by providing for another woman and sharing life and moments, quality moments with them. And you will not have this feeling of using them or sex and stuff in your head, approach it with the best foot forward. This is because at the end of the day, we always want sex. Yeah, so what's wrong with that? You're not manipulating. If you like a woman and she likes you and you want to have sex, that's natural. What's wrong with that? Hmm? Why do you think that only sleeping with your ex is okay? Not sleeping with other women, it's manipulating them. It's bad. Why? Why would it be bad? What's wrong with that? Yeah, sex is part of a relationship. You want a woman because you want to have sex. Why else would you want to have a woman if there is no sex involved? That's part of a normal thing. It's not considered manipulation if you want to have sex with a woman that you like. It's part of the whole, you know, the flow of that relationship. So what's wrong with that? Why are you thinking that sex with another woman is bad, but sex with this woman that is not offering it to you and is not loyal to you and is gone with another guy is okay? What are you talking about? Come on, change your thoughts. You're now talking shit. Move on. Lisa Torres says, "Hi, Marin. Hello, Lisa. So any tips for social anxiety, Lisa? Age, gender, where you tuning in from? I know the gender, but age and where you tuning in from, which city? And yeah, it's a big topic. If you go on my channel, there are a number of videos I've made for anxiety. Like there is one that says anxiety, where does it come from and how to reduce it? I think that's a good video for you. Here it is. Just take the risk and watch it. I don't know what I've said in it. It's been a while ago. Here it is for you. And and I have depression, anxiety, and your breathing, part one and part two. I have been ruminating around time, anxiety, and HOCD. That's another one. Just go and put in anxiety, you will have a bunch of stuff. And I also give you another one, which is breathing techniques for depression and anxiety. That is a short version of the long version that I have offered on the channel. So here it is. Lisa, I hope these are helpful to you. And just one short thing, if you really want to talk in front of people and you feel anxiety, or just imagine them all naked, all in their underwear or naked, and you'll start laughing. You'll see there's nothing big deal about them. They're just another human entity, and that's it. All right. Give me 1, 2, 3. Says, I appreciate this message today. It really hits home as I'm dealing with a very hard parting with a very long relationship. Thank you for sharing your advice with all of us who are struggling. You're quite welcome. Give me 1, 2, 3. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you guys will not forget to promote this channel and the videos and help it to grow, because we really have a long way to go. After 10 years, we only, 23,000? That's so lame. So unbecoming of the quality of this channel. All right. Jamie says, why would you think someone would ignore me out of nowhere, and what should I do about it? Why would you give a shit if someone ignores you or doesn't? You have the need, the reason that you're bothered, because you approach these people with the need of recognition. Why do you have a need for recognition? Who the fuck are they that their recognition actually makes you feel good about yourself? Who are they looking for to recognize them to feel good about themselves? Why do you think that they're the source of your validity, that you need their recognition? Who the fuck are they? Have you thought about this? You created an image of them in your head about them that they're better than you. So you need their recognition to feel good about yourself. Why don't you fucking feel good about yourself with what you accomplish, with what you do, the righteous that you are, the responsibilities you take on, and the quality of the way you take care of your responsibilities? All of that and what you accomplish in life is what makes you valuable or not. It's got nothing to do with some fucking uh, attention to you or ignoring you. Big fucking deal. Who cares? That's on them. That means they're scared to say hello because they have nothing to offer, but ignoring someone makes them feel important. Otherwise, if they actually don't ignore them, they can't sustain that feeling of, oh, I'm important, because they've got nothing important to show. There are two ways of having the tallest building in life, in town. One is to destroy all other buildings, and then your building looks tall. The other is to keep building your building. Hmm? These people who ignore other people for no reason and they're rude are the people who don't have any echelon of talent to be able to continue building their own building to have the tallest building in town. So what they resort to is to destroy other buildings however they can, by ignoring them, trying to put them down, make them feel bad. So in that way, they look big without really having done any building whatsoever, because they don't have the talent to do it. So don't give a shit who ignores you. Just focus on who doesn't ignore you, and they're the right people. And focus on who you don't want to ignore, that they're worthy of your attention. Otherwise, the one who ignores you is not worthy of your attention. That's your motto. The rest of it is your need that shouldn't even be there. Who are they? All right. Uh, Thomas says, sir, your website is not working. I request consultation. Okay. Which button did you push? One could not be working because it's now being restructured and there is a problem in it. So go on the one that is on top. Let me just guide you right now. There are a few buttons there. One is the on top right hand corner of the screen, which is Skype is turning, and the other one is the one that is right in the middle of the page. Says consultation. Let me just get to that page. So right on top right hand corner, it says Skype me now, and there's a Skype button that is twirling. That's one. If that doesn't work, there's in the middle of the first page says Skype consultation, but then there is another one says consultation on top row on the choices. If you click on the consultation button on top, yeah, that will take you to make an appointment. You click on that, then you can make your appointments and so on and so forth. That will work. So try that. And let me know if it works. If it doesn't, then get in touch with me afterwards and then we'll make it work. It says Mail 18 UK, sir, your website is faulty. I could not book a session. No, it's got a glitch, but there are three different kind of buttons that you can do. Yeah. You can make an appointment. I had an appointment just 2 days ago. Okay. If you did that, Then try the Skype button, the one that is twirling. Try that one. I know two of them don't work, and the site is being revamped, recoded from scratch, and we will have one very brand new, top of the line site. But for now, these plugins sometimes fail. But people, because I have three different buttons, you try different buttons, and eventually it works because I have continuous appointments during the week, so it works. You got to find the right one. Okay. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then I'm sorry. I don't know what to do for you. Uh, if you're fed up, then you're fed up. Not a problem. And so we have Ed says, Ed Lirgu says, these days we men love to perform a lot for their services for us. If not, we are not qualified for their desire, Mira. This is a new generation after all. I'm I'm old school old school persons. Yeah. Well, the society's unfortunately propaganda and the unfortunate agenda have turned women into commodities by feeding them a false narrative that all they have is to show up and they don't need to have any other qualification other than their bodies and sexuality. And we men, being visual and highly value intimacy, which we are programmed to as a heterosexual male, so you fall for that. And the idea of competing to get the prettier girl has made the girls feel they have to relinquish their responsibilities for other valuable qualifications that they could endow themselves, such as education, such as compassion, such as responsibility, sense of duty, and being a good partner, good wife, good mother. All of that's gone out the window, and only what can I get and how much can I shake to get something. All these guys are after me anyhow, so let me shake it more. Like that has become okay now, and so the more whore you are, the more you attract, and the more you attract, it looks like you're more successful. That's the narrative, which is unfortunate because it's taken away the value and the importance of how amazing women out there with amazing values that they can build a life, they can help to build a life, lead a family, cooperate, and make a good foundation for a family. So it's up to you to choose right. You can't expect all women to think in the right way or not. They all have their choices and they can choose whatever they want. That's their life. If they're happy with this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy and so on and pay attention to them, that makes them happy, that's their choice. You look for the one who's actually looking for quality man, which you might be. So don't be bothered by how what other people are looking for. Focus on what you're looking for, and it's out there. There are amazing women out there, still with good values, still don't fall for this bullshit of today's mentality and lack of quality and narratives and all that, and they don't buy into that nonsense. So you have a good chance. And the more a world becomes fucked up, the more they will start going back to the old values that would bring a good foundation to build something meaningful. Because right now, everybody's just trying to have a few years with this, 1 year with that, and then 2 years with that. They have children, they leave it, then go somewhere else. It's all bullshit. Eventually, they get fed up. The more shitty the world gets, the more eventually gonna have the right direction come back to it because it won't survive. You relinquish the basics law of procreation, it won't survive. The whole reason for our survival is to attending and protecting the whole basics of survival. Yeah. And those need certain values. Those values cannot be just simply come out of the air. It has to be workable in reality and actuality. And it only comes from, women who have good values that they believe in. So look for them. They're out there. Thomas, I understand what you're saying. You see, I tried many options for several weeks. I'm fed up. Yeah, maybe, but there's during the past several weeks, I've had number and number and number of appointments. So how did they make it? Obviously, there are different, avenues. There are three different buttons. Maybe two of them don't work. We'll find the one that works. I don't remember which one really, but I'm sure it works because I get appointments. But in the meantime, anyhow, within the next couple of months or few months, we'll have the new site, hopefully, and then all those problems would be dealt with. But in the meantime, yes, I know a couple of buttons may not work, but there is one that does because there are many appointments that I have constantly. If nothing works in your end of the computer, let's say nothing works, you can go on my uh, you can go on your PayPal and put my email. You send me an email, I'll send you my respond, and you'll have my email, and you can send the fee through the email on PayPal, and that will work too. Um, Tiberius says, "Gotta go. Thank you for the wise words. We'll join again in the future live stream." Thank you very much, Tiberius, and appreciate you being here. And thanks for the support. And Dilagani says, "Mehran, is there life after death?" 24 May, London. It's a big discussion, and perhaps we'll leave that for the next time when it's not towards the end of the discussion. But life doesn't change, doesn't die. Life is life because life is energy. Energy doesn't die. This whole universe is made of energy. Does the universe die? No, it doesn't. The things can change in formation of the energy, but they're still there. So our consciousness, I don't believe it dies. It stays. Now, in what form, that's another story for another time. And Noah says, "Hello, Marin, 21 male, Florida, USA." Says, "How do you recover after seeing something horrifying on the internet or real life?" You focus on other things. When you say recover, I mean, it's something you saw. I don't know what it is that you're referring to, but it's an image, it's a suggestion. Do we take all suggestions and choose them? No, we hear lots of different things as it exists in the world, all different kinds of horrific things and murders and atrocities around the world. And the human nature is that we like to forget the bad things and we focus on good things. So you focus on the good things and change the image that you have in your mind in regards to what you saw. So instead of keep focusing at it, say, I gotta forget this, I gotta forget this. The more you keep saying, I gotta forget this, I gotta forget this, you're gonna remember it. So you simply focus on other things. Not say, if you're in a Louvre museum in Paris, let's say you're looking at all these beautiful paintings and you see one painting, you say, oh, I don't want to look at that. So you say, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. But the only way not to look at it is to turn your head and focus on other paintings instead of keep saying, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look, I want to forget that. Well, you can't forget it as long as you're thinking about it, as long as you're looking at it. So turn your head and focus on other things, and you will naturally have this disappeared. Hmm? I have a video that I believe I've discussed this. I think it's saying forget or delete. How to forget about toxic, how to forget something or even, oh, I have something here which I didn't know I have. Well, if you go in on my channel and put in the search engine the word forget, you will have one that says how to forget something or event. I should watch it myself. I don't remember what I said in it. But here's a link for you. But if you go and put the word forget in the search engine of my channel, you will have a lot more than that. You will have how to forget about the toxic ex, how to forget something or event. Do we forget the bad stuff in our lives? Does the oh no, are you doing the best? Okay, forget. Okay, let me put this for you as well. All right, this would conclude my response to your question. There we go. So we've got two of them. One of them is 2.5 minutes. One of them is 4.5. So maybe it's helpful to you. Ed Lergu says, that's why I no longer want to act like a dancing monkey to entertain a woman. I lost my mojo. No, mojo is there. You're not focusing on it. You're just focusing on the shit. It's like saying, oh, I'm looking at shit and I wonder why it's not appetizing. I don't feel like eating. Because you're looking at shit. Stop looking at shit. Start looking at the bratwurst and sandwiches and the food and the show window of the stores and restaurants, and you get your appetite back. You can't be constantly looking at something you don't like and say, oh, I've lost my mojo. Well, because you're looking at the bad quality of woman. And says, I'm just doing me for now until my heart heals. Yeah, your heart is healed. Don't worry. It's just, you'll forget. That's a natural ability of human beings. We move on. All right. Okay, guys, it looks like we've been here for about 2 hours almost. So we have 8 more minutes. I'll hang around for another 8 more minutes just to make it 2 hours. And then we'll mosey on out to the rest of our day. And what time is it? Oh, it's 4:40. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'll have some tea, and you see some views of Maui when I drink. All right, we have some palm trees here, and we have more here, and we have black rocks, and we have a ship in the ocean as well. Where's it? Where's the ship? There it is. Okay. Okay, it looks like we don't have any more questions coming anyhow. I hope we answered all the questions. I think we did. I think we had a good session here. By the way, guys, be prepared when the new site is revamped and ready. We'll have services different. You will be able to have one-on-one discussions with me. At the same time, you will have the choice of choosing a group discussion, which will be a little bit cheaper. And that group discussion could be titled separately, like OCD and HOCD, intrusive thoughts, one group, and breakups and relationship, another topic. So there would be maximum 15 people in a group for a couple of hours. So it'll be only for those 15 to ask the questions. And the fee would be much less than the private discussion. And in this way, you get advantage of hearing the response to other people's questions and challenges and your own. So that would be a good general information about many things that you might want to ask, but you can't because you can only ask a few questions because there's so many other people. But the fee is much less, and it'll be like a group discussion, and that would be happening on Zoom. So we'll have those, and we'll have other services that I'm looking forward to that. And Gimme says I have lots of questions, but there isn't enough time to get them get into them. Okay, well, you can always make an appointment with me on Skype, and that way you will have it. Usually for 1 hour, I throw in another hour for new clients, so we'll have 2 hours. Lots of time. And Matthew says, "Good session. Thanks. You're quite welcome." Okay, guys, I think it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did and spending time with each other. And I will try to have other ones during the week, perhaps spontaneous ones out of the schedule on Saturdays, 1 o'clock. Sorry I was late today, but I slept late and got up late. And so in the meantime, I look forward to talk to you again. But in the meantime, please be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind that seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.